Stop being so afraid to start over. You might like your new story better. 2020, I finally got the job that I wanted. COVID happened and I left everything that I knew back home in London and I came to Spain. I had no connections, I barely had any friends, and I left everything behind. No job, no plan for the future. At that point, I felt like it was the worst decision I could have ever made. I felt so lost and nothing made sense. 5 years later, today, I have a personal brand of over 600,000 people, inspiring millions of people around the world and living life on my terms, making online money. Now, this is just the trophy that you guys see, and it wasn't always that simple. You need to understand that 5 years ago, I was a human with real life emotions, experiencing doubt, experiencing self-sabotaging thoughts, and I was a very emotionally weak person. I would always fall into my emotions. Back then, it seemed like the worst decision that I ever made. Now looking at it, my life would have never been the way that it is now if it wasn't for that point. Now you guys are probably living the point I was 5 years ago, and I want you to listen to this. That's going to get you through to where I am now, and it's going to open your mind and hopefully put you in a position that's going to make you feel so much better. One thing I want you to understand is that sometimes in the moment, you try to think with logic. You're trying to think, where am I going to be in 1 month's time, in 2 months' time, in 3 months' time? You cannot think with logic. There's a lot of things that you can't put into play. The only thing you can think about is what you can do in this present moment to improve your situation. And you don't have to think about what you want to do for the rest of your life. Just think about what you want to do now. Now, when I came to Spain and I had no job, I didn't go to university, I don't have much qualification, I just have my personal training brand. Then I started to think like everyone else, oh, I don't have a job, I don't have any qualifications, what should I do? And then you start going into the past and beating yourself up for what you could have done, should have done, but you did not do. So think about, you didn't do that. Why are you gonna live in a time frame that's stopping you from living in the now? Ask yourself, what can I do right now? There was one thing that I found that I've always liked, and I used to see everyone around me doing it, and I used to spend hours watching it, which is doing YouTube videos, doing content. And I said to myself, how can I replicate the same thing? And then all I had started doing was stop looking at what they have and start doing what they do. This is the thing, success is so easy to copy. Most of you guys just think about the trophy. Don't think about the trophy, think about the process on how they got the trophy. Operate like that person. So what did I end up doing? I had no idea what I was doing, but I just started to create content. At the moment, I didn't know that I was going to be doing what I'm doing now, but that was the catalyst, the turning point for me to do this now. Why? Because first I was afraid of going in front of the camera. I was so afraid of what everyone's going to think. People thinking that was cringe. People thinking, oh, this guy's just lost the plot because you're doing something completely different. Yes, for you to be someone who you've never been, you have to do things that you've never done before. Now I started to create videos, and it started off doing gym videos. I've always liked the gym, but I saw at the time it wasn't getting any traction, and I didn't understand what I was doing, but I was just doing, and that is fine. Stop beating yourself up for getting the results that someone else has. They're chapter 100 and you're in your chapter 1. You just have to show up every single day. Within time, that's the point where you solidify, is this actually what I want to do? And then you end up improving from that point. I moved on from there. I found something that worked. I said my dad's Chinese and my mom's Colombian, and then I started to go viral on the internet. Then I started to meet people who were big in that space, and then they started to guide me on how social media actually worked. And I got my first mentor, my second mentor, to now doing what I'm doing now, which I have a personal brand of over 600,000 people, coaching people all around the world, and now living life on my terms. Now, this sounds so fancy. It sounds, oh wow, that's so cool, so easy for you to say. But you need to understand there was a period of 5 years. Now, you might think, oh, 5 years. No, 5 years are 5 years. So what do you do in that time? So if you're in that situation now, what should I do right now? Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you to do right now is you need to change something in your life if you want something to change. You need to stop expecting things are going to happen without you doing anything. This is you being delusional, which is why you feel frustrated. You get this frustration like, oh no, my life isn't changing. No, the reason you're frustrated is because you see that you have so much potential and you're not living up to it. Now, most of the time you're so scared to come out your comfort zone because you're afraid of what people think. Let me tell you something, in 100 years from now, are those people's opinion going to matter? And if you're so afraid of someone judging you or having negative opinions, then that person shouldn't be of so much importance to you. So why would you care about what they think? Why would you let someone that you don't care dictate the way your life is going to go? Start showing up for you. Now, you do things differently. Okay, what do I do? I don't know. I don't know if what avenue, online, this, I don't know what to do. Just start off improving yourself. Be the best version you can be. Become a disciplined person, a consistent person. be in the best shape of your life. Oh, but what has that got to do with anything? When you look at yourself in the mirror and you are proud of the person that you see, then you will start to improve every other avenue. Start trying to control the things that you can control, then focus on the things that you can't control. I can't control you watching this video. I can't control who's going to buy my coaching. I can't control when a video is going to go viral. But what I can control is doing videos. What I can control is making sure that I improve my knowledge. What I can do is put myself out there. So this is the difference. You guys are just so focused more on the uncontrollables than the controllables. No, imagine having this house. You have a house with broken windows, broken glass, broken tables, broken floors, and you want to fix a ceiling. But at the moment, you don't have a ladder to fix a ceiling. So what do you end up doing? You say, oh no, I'm not going to fix none of the house because the ceiling is not fixed. This is the logic that you guys operate at. This is your house. You want to improve this house, right? So you first make sure you clean the glass, you fix the things that you can do. Then eventually, guess what's going to happen? You look at this glass ceiling for so long, you're thinking, wait, I need to find a way to fix this ceiling. So you leave the house, you end up doing things that you've never done before, and then you end up getting a ladder and you fix the ceiling. Guess what? Everything is fixed, but you have to start somewhere. You need to understand that you guys are just trying to get to the top of the staircase. You think it's from A to C, A to Z. No, it's A to B to C to D to E. But what happens? Most of you guys get very impatient, which is why patience is power. This is what you guys need to start to practice. You guys just want everything now. Why? Because this is what we've been taught. This is what the system wants you to think. Everything that you gain, you get that quick satisfaction. You want that quick dopamine. Oh, I'm hungry, I get my food now. Oh, I want to have some fun, I go on my phone. Oh, I want to do this, I quickly have sex with this person. Listen, when was the last time you actually worked for something? When was the last time you actually put yourself in a situation where I worked hard, I feel proud for the work that I put in? This is the thing. You try to put your value on something else, put your value on likes, put your value. No, that doesn't matter. Your value comes from the work that you put in. The work instills the worth. I don't care how many views I get. I don't care how many thousands of followers I get. I get around 100,000 followers every single month. That doesn't validate me. You know what validates me? The action that I put every single day, which gives me that outcome. This is where you need to start validating yourself. You can take away everything away from me, but one thing you can't take away from me is my work ethic, because I create that. The thing that no one can take away from you is the thing you need to start focusing on, because that creates everything else. You guys are so focused on letting the external world influence the internal. No, the internal creates the external. That's one thing you guys need to finally understand and not let it go over your head. Why you guys are so conditional? Oh, I don't have motivation. Oh, I don't have this. Oh, when I have this. So what if you don't have that? Does that mean your life will never progress? What is the difference? You're just letting something external change the feeling that you have inside to then you doing the thing. What if you can create that feeling within self? What if you don't need anything else to actually do the thing? That is called discipline. This is what most of you guys lack. You guys just want an instantaneous. You guys are just focused on motivation. Motivation is that spike to get you started. Motivation is just that thing that makes you feel good in that moment. But this is the biggest misconception. I want you to understand, when things are going well, when you have that motivation, when you have all the nice things, that's who you think you are. When times get hard, that's who you really are. That is where true character is shown. When you're faced with adversity, that's where you finally find out who you are. This is why I tell you guys, when the times are good, when you're feeling in the right headspace, you know all the things that you're meant to do. Wake up early, go to the gym, eat right, make sure you're working on your plans, make sure you hold yourself accountable, make sure you don't give in to these temptations. Now I want you to understand, when you do that, you are building reps. You're building that character for when the hard times comes in. That's when you put it into play. That's what footballers do. This is what all athletes do. They don't go straight away into a 90-minute match in the Champions League. What do they end up doing? They train for months, then they enter into that 90 minutes. That 90 minutes is the thing that counts. But they've been training for countless of hours. Why? Because they know that moment is where they have to give it all, because they know that moment is hard, and they know that moment is where either makes you or it breaks you. This is the same thing for you. You have to put all the hours in, the reps in. When you think it makes no sense, when you think it makes no point, that's why you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation every single day. Why? Because life is going to be hard. It will throw things at you. But if you condition yourself to purposely put yourself in pain, when that thing comes up, you're already used to it. You're now conditioned for it. You are now prepared for your 90 minutes. This is what I want you guys to understand. Stop falling into these quick temptations. Oh, I smoke. It's okay to smoke. It's okay to have casual sex. It's okay to do this. No, it's not okay. Temptation feels like freedom until you try to stop. That's when you feel the chains. That's when you realize that you have no power over yourself. This is when you realize that you lack self-control. This is why everything else controls you, because you think that these things are just innocent, when in reality they're not. It's something much greater than that. I want you guys to win. I want you guys to start elevating in life, and this starts with the things that you do. Life is a byproduct of compounded action which creates that result. I am not this confident person. I haven't always been this confident person. This is a character that I've created. I want you to imagine the people that you admire. You don't admire the person as such. You admire their qualities, the person, the way they speak, the way they talk, the way they act, the way that they behave. Everything that they have is what you admire. So now I want you to imagine it as build a character. So you get, oh, I like the way this has discipline, I like the way this guy speaks, I like the way this guy treats people, and you merge all of that to create it as your own character. Now what do you have to replicate? That result is a byproduct of actions. So what do you tell yourself to create that person, which is your higher self? You just promise yourself, I am never going to break a word, and that's how you live with utmost clarity. You tell yourself, I am never going to break my word, and I'm going to act like this every single day, because when you act, then you become. This is the thing, you guys are just waiting to be, but no, the moment you act, you are. So this is one thing I want you to start applying into your lives, because this is the moment your life will start to change. You're just waiting for time. This is what I used to think, oh, I need to wait and then bam, my life is going to change. No, you gradually drift into it. This is what you do when you put the reps in. This is what happens when you start choosing to win. Love you guys. If you like this video, please leave the comment down. Please leave it in the comment section. What was the biggest takeaway? Share this with your friends, whoever needs this. And if you want me to help you, if you want me to guide you personally, click down on the link below, check it out. We do not miss. Love you guys. Let's go.